think I did already.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the LA Soccer Hub Show. My name is Gio Garcia. Today we're doing the post game of the LAFC versus LA Galaxy fans. They're going back at it, and we got to do it. I know a lot of people asked for it on social media. A lot of people asked for it on Twitter. I even took a poll, so I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's make it happen. So introducing out of the blue corner, we got Chris, a.k.a. Galaxy Guy. And out of the black corner, introducing the Scarf, a.k.a. JR, representing the black and gold. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Gio. I'm thankful that you're hosting one of these again. I think these are necessary. Keeps the fan bases honest, and it gives us an outlet to vent, right? So
a little bit, yeah.
Glad to be here, man.
JR, how you doing, my man? It's been a while.
What's good, my man? I'm sorry I missed the pregame festivities. We were at the MLS kickoff for the All-Star thing on Monday, or else I would have loved to have been there with my buddy Chris and gone back and forth a little bit pregame. Unfortunately, we have to somehow banter and get super upset at each other about a draw. So this will be fun.
Yeah, Chris called you out. He's like, "Oh, the Scarf." I don't know. Well, I forgot what you said, but you pretty much called him out. I was like, "No. He was invited." And
no, I wasn't avoiding you though.
I understand, Scarf. I mean, after the first time, I probably wouldn't want to come back either. I understand.
Ooh, see, the thing is though, unfortunately, I had to meet up with like Don Garber and those guys that were running the All-Star game. So I was there.
By the way, I have to say, Scarf, congratulations on finally investing on a mic. I mean, the quality of your team won't be worth talking much on the show, but at least your sound will be immaculate, sir.
Sure, no,
the sound quality will be fantastic.
I appreciate that. We got plenty to talk about of the quality of both of our teams. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
All right, look. Before we even get started, Chris, you're wearing a scarf, man. We live in LA. I mean, you're wearing a turtleneck. Looks like a turtleneck. Can't really see.
Sure.
Tell me about your outfit because it's not making sense to me right now. We live in sunny California at 70 degrees outside.
I have a feeling this is a setup. I'm ready.
I'm glad you asked, Gio, because I am actually at this moment channeling my inner Maury Povich. You'll remember this was his iconic look. Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that.
I don't know who that is, but I
was going to say, you got a bunch of young kids on social media, Chris, that have no idea.
Most people will understand. What I have here in my hand right now, yes, the results are in. They just came to us straight from the lab. The results are in, okay? So I have to read it on your show, live. When it comes to the case of 4-year-old Los Angeles Football Club, Galaxy, you are the father.
See,
the results don't lie, sir. Still your father. Still your father. Paternity test straight from the lab. You can't deny it.
I've never seen a team that is supposed to be the poster child of all that MLS wants to be since 96, first to 5, all those cool things that you guys like to promote. I've never seen a team so happy over a draw. The tweet that you said, by the way, that your club put out was LA is ours after a 3-3 draw. Now, I got 2 questions for you. Just please, first of all,
sure.
As somebody, Chris, how long have you been a supporter of the Carson Galaxy?
1996, because I was a diehard soccer fan. It was inconvenient for me to follow a team in Pasadena.
Well, that's fine. See, that's just.
But that's what you call a hardcore soccer fan. I didn't wait until it was convenient for me to follow a team.
You can actually attest to it better than almost any other Carson fan. And you've been there for the good times, the bad times, all the times, right? Since
absolutely.
So the team that has won 5 cups, the team that has done more in Major League Soccer than any other club in our league's history.
Thank you.
What is it like for your club
Phenomenal.
that you love and support so much to be this happy over a 3-3 draw? And then I have a follow-up question after you answer that one.
Sure. So what makes it extra delicious, right? And I said this on my show last night, it makes it delicious and it feels much like a win because I know that for a fact, and you can't deny this without a doubt, I know that tie for you and your fan base, sir, felt like a scorching hot defeat. And I know that for a fact. I know that felt like a loss to you.
I'll be honest, because you and I speak honestly both off air.
Sure.
it didn't feel like the best of draws for sure, because
you went up twice and then
what our team
got
has
tied
done,
twice.
well, you guys were up as well. What we have done several times this season, and I'm sure you'll bring it up several times, and that's fine, is that we found a way to give up some goals after the 80th minute, which has been particularly frustrating for this club, and no more so than the 86th minute to Kevin Cabral. That being said, my follow-up question is this. If LA is yours based on a 3-3 draw, we play you guys, what is it, sometime in October 3rd or something like that, later on in the season. If we draw at Carson, do we have to claim Carson, or can we still let you keep it?
You can claim Los Angeles. See, this is the beautiful thing, right? Because LAFC fans are all about, we're in Los Angeles, right? You guys can continue to box yourselves into that tiny little spot in Exposition Park, but you see, the Los Angeles Galaxy, we are all of LA County, right? Everything from valley to valley, from beach to desert, right? That's the Los Angeles Galaxy. I shouldn't bring out my map again, right?
No, I mean, believe me,
okay.
we all know
it actually works in our favor when you guys call us Carson, because then you guys are boxing yourselves into that little tiny spot in Exposition Park, right, next to Skid Row. The thing is, if you tie us October 3rd, you still can't claim LA as yours, because you still have a losing record against Los Angeles Galaxy. So the moment you have a winning record against the Los Angeles Galaxy, then you can start claiming maybe that Los Angeles is LAFC, but not until then.
The opening, you finally told us all we need to do. I like this. This is what we needed.
Sure. Maury, and then you need to accumulate some MLS Cups. You need to accumulate some actual trophies. Sure. Then you can maybe start claiming that Los Angeles is yours. But until then, you're just another expansion team that kind of had a brief little moment of spark and then just fizzled out, which is what's happening now. And I wouldn't be surprised if the fan base just starts fizzling out as well.
Yeah,
because
see, that's not going to happen because we're black and gold for
well,
life.
see, the thing is,
the only trophy that you guys have won since we've entered the league in 2018, it was a social media award because Malia Emma sang the national anthem so well. And by the way, I was at that game. She sang it really, really well. I mean, look,
phenomenal.
We need to do a little bit more with our national anthem. 3252's got, oh no, wait. It was your fans in the middle of us singing the national anthem this last match that were chanting and cheering and interrupting the national anthem. The disrespect of those fans in white. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Disrespecting the national anthem.
Jerks.
They should know.
Did that really happen? Because I missed that. I was going up the elevator. Did that really happen?
I don't. You know what though? I'll be honest with you. It was probably not very hard to do because the Bank of California Stadium was fairly empty. I saw a lot of empty seats out there. But the 3252, sir, I think that's a lie. We're gonna have to start counting heads next time because there's no way there was 3252 people in those stands. I will count heads next time. But here, look, listen. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
attendance numbers. That's what you're gonna hang your hat on this one. 70% of Galaxy fans that are buying the tickets, you really want to hang your hat on attendance numbers? You might want to go back to things that you have a better argument
for. You build a 22,000 capacity stadium in downtown LA. But anyway, that's something else.
Every single match.
Listen, before we get too ahead of ourselves, I would like to take a moment, okay, to congratulate Diego Rossi for finally making his move to Europe. Granted, it's not the big move that Rossi or LAFC was hoping for, since he was previously linked to big teams like Tottenham, Everton, other big quality teams, right?
Can you repeat that again? Who's he being linked up to again?
He was linked with plenty of these big quality teams. Tottenham.
I just.
Hey, listen, I'm ESL, all right. English is my second language.
No, I'm not making fun of you.
I'm just giving.
I just had a LAFC reporter try to contest me on that. So I find it interesting that even a Galaxy guy even knows that was true. But nonetheless, continue.
So he, and listen, it's not a big quality team, right? But hey, after his disastrous season at the dumpster fire that is LAFC this season, going to the fourth best team in the Turkish league is probably as good as it's going to get for Rossi, and that has to count for something, right? So congratulations to him for finally getting off that sinking ship Best of luck to him. He's not the first to do it. He won't be the last time. He won't be the last player to do it. I'm pretty sure a lot of other LAFC players right now are already mentally checked out. They're here physically, but they're somewhere else. So congratulations to him.
What we're trying to do, I know this is foreign to Carson, because what they've done for years and years up until this year, and I have to congratulate you. You don't see, oh wait, you did with Chicharito. Never mind, I'll talk about it in a second. You bring in the big name and you don't develop the talent behind the name. So the players, they just leave. Players like Uriel Antuna, you've got players like Christian Pavon. It's not about developing the talent with you guys, right? It's about bringing in the name that everybody will buy to put on the back of their jersey, because it's not about what goes on the front of your jersey, not about the crest. It's about selling Zlatan jerseys. It's about selling Gerrard jerseys. It's about selling all the jerseys. And
but you say that, and yet you guys signed Carlos Vela to bring in the Mexican fans, because without the Mexican fans,
because we wanted to have the best player in Major League Soccer, which for the first 2 seasons,
it's marketing, sir. Listen, we have to get past this whole LAFC is altruistic. We're just in it for the it's bullcrap. Listen, if you stop paying your season ticket membership, Scarf, they're going to stop you at the door. They're not going to let you in the stadium, okay? Sure. It's about money. It's all marketing, right? Absolutely. Magic Johnson would not invest in this as a charity, okay? Magic Johnson is one of the smartest businessmen out there. He invested in this for money, right? So when I hear LAFC fans say, well, Carson's all about the profit and you guys are all about the big names. Yeah, that's what sells seats. That's what puts people glued to their seat, viewership on television, and that is what for the longest period of time kept this league afloat, sir. So you sit on the success that the LA Galaxy has built for you through decades.
Let me get started. Let me get started.
Always looking in that rearview mirror.
He says about the success. Are you guys sitting on the success of Galaxy, Scarf?
Absolutely.
Look, there's no possible way that can be the case since we've come into the league, considering we have more wins, we've scored more points, we've won a supporters shield, which they haven't. I know, don't worry, you guys don't like to say that that's a real trophy, yet in your stadium you have 4 years that are up there permanently in your stadium saying the 4 years that you won the supporters shield. Since we've come into the league, we've been a model, not the model, because I think that's Seattle. You can even argue a team like Toronto, but we have been a model of consistency. Yeah, we're having a bad year this year, but let's
consistently choking.
3 straight years making the playoffs. Have you made the playoffs the last 3 years?
Oh no! Listen, I'm not in denial. You won't find a single Galaxy team that a Galaxy fan that's in denial. We've been pretty mediocre for a couple seasons now. LAFC fans, on the other hand, they're in complete denial. They are the greatest team that has ever existed on planet Earth, and yet they've choked every single time in the playoffs.
I'm okay with saying that we're not, because
they've been consistent at one thing, which has been choking in the playoffs.
Right? No, we've got to deal with Seattle. Seattle's been a better team than we have. And that's been the toughest part for us is the last couple of years we found exit at the hands of Seattle, not at you guys. I don't know where you guys still get the gravitas to be talking about look, I get it, right? The first 20, 21, 22 years were great, right? And then since MLS has changed its style, since the Atlantas have come in, since the Minnesotas have come in, the teams that have now started to build the model from the ground up, not just bringing in the big names. It's not just Joseph Martinez in Atlanta, right? It's Miguel Almiron, it's Ezekiel Barco, it's Miles Robinson. It's these guys that they're developing and developing and developing. It amazes me that a team that ran the league for the first 20 years or so that you guys were in it has failed so easily to adapt to a changing model in Major League Soccer.
We talk about the past, getting back to the original statement, which I will stand by, that you guys sit on the success that the Galaxy built for you. You might not know this, but at one point, the ownership of the Galaxy, which is AEG, Phil Anschutz, right? They owned about 50 or 60% of the entire league. Right, they were the ones keeping this league afloat. Sure. No one was tuning into MLS in '98. I'm sorry to say, right? There was a few of us. Sure. No one was watching, but you know what? The LA Galaxy was that team, right, that always brought the best players possible to MLS. Right, the national team players for Mexico, the national team players for the United States, guys like Pescadito Ruiz, Mauricio Cienfuegos. Los Angeles is full of Salvadorians, sir. You go to any stadium here in Los Angeles, Salvadorians everywhere, right? The Galaxy kept the league afloat when it was teetering at the verge of bankruptcy so many times, and I've repeated this on your show many times, right? It's common knowledge.
We've heard it.
MLS wasn't going to last. It wasn't meant to last. It was going to flounder. But the LA Galaxy kept signing the big names. Sure, David Beckham might have been a little past his prime, but David Beckham was the biggest name in soccer, not named Ronaldinho at the time, right? So it brought that viewership. It put the seats in the butts. It made people tune in on their TV. And every stadium that David Beckham played at, guess what? It was a sellout. So the league thrived on that. There would be no MLS if it wasn't for the Galaxy. There would be no LAFC if it wasn't for the Galaxy. So yes, you guys do sit on the success that the Galaxy built. So next time you see a Galaxy fan, say thank you.
Because you were the only team since '96, right? There weren't other teams there. There wasn't another owner like Lamar.
People weren't tuning in to watch Chicago. I'm sorry. People weren't tuning in to watch
so there wasn't another
Kansas
owner like
City.
Lamar Hunt, who also owned a good percentage of the league that also helped prop things up. I'm amazed at the chutzpah that the Galaxy fan has that, we were the ones, it was on our backs and our backs alone. I just wonder how the other teams who had won MLS Cup before Galaxy did and had tasted success in other ways before Galaxy did, if they really adhere to
the Tampa Bay Mutiny was a phenomenal team.
Carson that was holding up the league for all those years.
The Tampa Bay Mutiny was a phenomenal team. And yet they weren't successful enough to stay in the league because no one was watching them play. No one was going to their stadium.
Sure, I'm with you.
Okay, listen.
And now only 70% of your seats are filled every single game.
Listening to Scarf speak.
I'm only listing facts. 70% of your seats are filled for your games.
Listening to Scarf speak and listening to just about
show them how to get to Carson.
Listening to just about every single LAFC fan speak this season. It honestly sounds like you guys have some like deep-rooted trauma, some sort of pain. There's anger there. Let me ask you,
is there trauma there, Scarf? Is there pain there, Scarf?
I'm not the one whose club is tweeting LA is ours after a draw.
I have to ask this, Scarf, and I know this is a touchy subject, but I have to ask you.
I got you.
Did the LA Galaxy hurt you this badly? Wait. Actually, hold on. Let me. No. I've seen professionals use this method. Okay.
Oh, I'm ready.
Could you please show us on this doggy doll where the big bad LA Galaxy hurt you? Can you show us on this doll? Can you point to where?
I guess it's because you're more familiar with having a mascot that you get to hold one of those.
Wait a minute. Let me guess.
Okay.
Was it in this area? Does this hurt? This is the area that hurts.
I'm sorry. I know you bank on.
Are we a little booty hurt? Are we a little booty hurt, Mr. Scarf?
That's not it. That's not it.
Listening to LAFC fans all season has been delicious.
Fans that are enthralled by little doggy stuffed animals and turtlenecks. I'll talk facts, and if you want to talk facts, I'm ready.
Let's talk facts. Let's talk facts. Let's talk facts. Let's talk about 6 draws this season. 5 wins, 9 losses, 8 straight games without a single win. Jesus. Sure. The most shots on target in the entire league, yet the goal differential is -3. Oh, that's disgusting. I don't know, man. But listen, this season so far, I have been staying extremely hydrated because you know what? These right here are extremely hydrating to me. It's delicious. You know what? They're a little salty. Can I see?
Put it on the screen. What is it?
Oh yeah, he's got clever props. I love his props.
Oh, so delicious.
Leave it there.
This has been maintaining me, dude. Look at this. So salty, but so funny hydrated.
Because last time we talked, you didn't want to talk about anything for the last 4 years. You wanted to talk about the rearview mirror, right? Well, I'm going to regale you with a tale of 2005, right? Remember back when Carson backed its way into the playoffs? They were actually the lowest seeded team. And everybody was talking about how upset they were that they
had was also like 10 teams in the league, but sure.
Right? No, right. And you guys were still the lowest seeded one out of those. So that's fine. No, that's fine. But somehow you guys still won MLS Cup in 2005 by backing your way into the playoffs. Now, they say that if you're not careful, history is doomed to repeat itself. Until you put the nail in our coffin, We are.
He got a point there.
Okay?
I'm glad you said the coffin, sir, because I actually have a coffin for you guys.
Chris, you guys were below the playoff line in 2005 for most of the season, despite, as you said, weren't there only like 10 teams in the league? You're right. There were only like 10 teams in the league. And the sad part is you guys had to back your way in, right? But so you're saying there's a chance. And what you're telling all of the LAFC faithful out there right now,
there's a chance.
You, if you want to talk about your history, you've laid the blueprint about how to back into a championship.
Yeah, but in that 2005 season, sir, our players weren't jumping ship. They weren't. They were still invested.
No one's jumping.
Your players have gone. Listen,
who's jumping ship though?
He's talking about Diego Rossi. He's talking about Diego Rossi.
Rossi's not jumping ship.
Carlos Vela doesn't want to be here anymore. Tuesta's checked out. Even Bob Bradley's checked out. Come on, listen, Scarf. At the end of this season, don't fool yourselves. You guys aren't making the playoffs. If you do, it's a big shock, but I doubt it. And you know what? At the end of the season, I'll tell you exactly where LAFC is going to be. And I said it last time on the show. They're going to be 6 feet. They're going to be 6 feet under, and that's why I got you guys this. Nice little LAFC black colored coffin. So you can lay to rest your dead, putrid, rotten season once and for all. Let's just call it what it is. Your season's dead. Carlos Vela can go in here. The last hair on Bob Bradley's hair could go in here. Listen, this is it. Your team sucks.
What I'm impressed about is he showed our logo twice on his side. And
I'm surprised about that too. You got some.
You won't ever find the Galaxy crest on this side over here. That's for sure.
I wonder why.
Hold on. Is there a nail in that coffin? A scarf?
No. Look, yes. Right now we are 11th out of 13th. Right now we are not playing well. But here's the thing that I think the draw did for us. Sure. Okay, what I love about the LA Derby is this. No matter how bad Carson has been over the last 3 seasons, they've always rose to the occasion for the LA Derby against us, right? Even though we have been by far the better regular season team than Carson has been for the 3 years prior, I got to give Carson props. They do rise to the occasion, right? In the playoffs, not so much. They lost 5-3, and that was their only meaningful game in the postseason. But we have had a tough season this year, as you've pointed out many times, Chris. We know how many fewer points we have than you guys. I think it's 12, right? We've scored a few less goals than you have, but we've given up less too, I think. So be careful. It's that back line. If you guys didn't have Jonathan Bond, by the way, you guys would be in that coffin already with us. So if you want to bury that guy
that's a potential good point right there
in the MVP voting right now, just because he saves you guys. He's an incredible keeper. He's actually really fun to watch. But that being said, if you ask us about the nail in the coffin, Gio, until we are mathematically eliminated, this team will continue to fight. Bob has actually coached more and tinkered more this season, trying to use different lineups, different players. Everybody got upset at Bob over the last 3 years because all we do is run out the 4-3-3 with the same lineup every single time. Bob's trying to make things work. So if our club is trying that hard, if our club is pushing this season, in our first real season of regular season adversity, no one's going to stop fighting for that club, including the players on the pitch.
Hey, the
nail's not there. Chris, do you think the nail's in the coffin?
The nail is there. Listen, let's be realistic.
There, but it's not. Where is it though? Where's the nail? Where's the nail?
The nail is right through the heart. And listen, this is it for LAFC. They're going to take seasons to recover from this. In 2019, they had it. In 2019, it was within their grasp. They could have taken MLS Cup and proven themselves to be one of the greatest expansion teams of all time, but they didn't do that. They choked in the playoffs. If LAFC was going to do something, sir, it would have been in 2019 with an in-prime Carlos Vela, with a Diego Rossi that was still there, hot, right, with a team that was there willing to play. They didn't do it in 2019. There's no way in hell they do it in 2021, especially the way they're playing now.
I can't look in the rearview mirror at what could have been. I got to look at what's still possible, my friend.
There's not really much to look forward to, but I commend you.
Final take here, because we got the second round coup. Last question that has to be quick. I'm gonna go with you, Scar, first. Where do you see the Galaxy finishing this season? At the end of the season, at the end of the year, where does the Galaxy finish?
Look, I think no matter what stat, no matter what metric that you have, if you're talking about regular season, I think the Galaxy
at the end, wherever they
I hear you. I think the Galaxy have played exactly where they deserve to be so far. I think that if you look at expected goals against, if you look at the way that they've played, they've played exactly to where they should be, about fourth in the table and about 10th or 11th or so in terms of overall offensive efficiency, defensive efficiency in the entire league. It would not surprise me if we have a redo of the last time we met in the playoffs and we knock them out again, except this time we're going to be probably the 7 or the 6 or the 5 seed, and we get to play them at the 4 seed or maybe the 3 seed. That's the ideal for me as an LAFC fan. If you ask where Galaxy winds up, they wind up having to drive home from Dignity Health Sports Park after taking a loss from us because we, quote unquote, back into the playoffs and get to face them.
Oh, so you want to face the Galaxy in the playoffs? That's what you want to do.
It's the only time they're relevant.
Okay,
it's the only time LAFC is relevant when they play the Galaxy.
Chris, I gotta ask you the same question. I like that. I like that. Where does LAFC finish?
LAFC is going to finish their season with no playoffs. They're going to finish their season dead last in the West. Okay, I'm going to go with that. They're going to flounder. It's only downhill from here. Okay, you guys have lost Diego Rossi. Granted, he wasn't doing hot, 6 goals, right, all season long. I don't think you guys are going anywhere. Carlos Vela, checked out. You guys are going to finish bottom of the table in the Western Conference. They're going to fire Bob Bradley. A lot of players are going to leave this season. It's going to have to be a complete rebuild year next year, and you guys won't have the benefit of being an expansion team this time around. So guess what? It's going to take about 3 or 4 years to get back to something that is going to resemble a complete team. So I'm sorry to say, Scarf, but LAFC is dead this season.
All right, let's make a friend. Can we make a friendly wager right here with Gio? Right
right. Yes, wager. Let's go.
If we make the playoffs,
let's go.
Then you have to buy an LAFC scarf from our team store. And if we don't make the playoffs,
I like this.
I'll buy a Carson scarf from your team store.
Let's make it happen.
A scarf.
Let's make it happen. That's a fair bet. That's a fair bet.
Sure.
But,
that's a fair bet. Are we shaking on it?
What do you think?
That's a fair bet. I'm willing to take that bet.
The thing is, if LAFC makes the playoffs,
yes, he has to come into LAFC HQ and
buy a jersey, buy a scarf.
Sure.
But if LAFC doesn't, then scarf.
Then I have to go to Carson and purchase a scarf from their team store.
Sure.
Do we have the agreement here? I know people here are tuning in on everybody. If everybody agrees, put the handshake emoji on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Do you guys like this bet? I think it's fair enough. I like this, and we will keep them honest. We will keep it. You guys take it,
and you have to wear the scarf on your show.
You know what? I'm that confident in our playoff ability that I'm in.
You too,
as long
Chris.
as it goes both ways, Chris.
Okay.
All right, we got it.
Listen, I'm a man of my word. I will wear that scarf.
And we got dinged out. But the best part is, if Major League Soccer uses the scarves again to raise money for Kick Childhood Cancer, which is why I got started in the first place, then we both help raise a little bit more money for childhood cancer, for kicking childhood cancer, right?
Sure.
So there you go.
That.
Ladies and gentlemen, a nice Chivas scarf.
Ladies and gentlemen, comment in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, give us a subscribe on YouTube. If you guys want to continue watching this, subscribe on YouTube. Trying to get the YouTube subscribe numbers up. So if you're watching on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. Would appreciate that. We're not going to charge you. Everything's free of charge. The superstars that came in today, they came in free. They wanted to talk about their team and they wanted to back up the team. So if you think Galaxy Guy podcast, comment Galaxy Guy. If you think Defender of the Bank scarf one, comment that. Definitely give them a follow if you already don't. You can follow them on Twitter. I was going to say Facebook, but Twitter and Instagram. That's where those guys are out. So I'm gonna change this, and we got our next contestants coming up.
Awesome.
Okay, so we got the next guys lined up.
Yes, sir.
Let me pull this up. All right, here we go. So we got representing the black corner, we got Foot, LAFC. And representing the blue corner, the LA Galaxy corner, we got Spicy Taco 118.
Yes,
Foot, how you doing?
We're good. We are doing great. Fantastic.
Sorry,
I
you lost your voice.
Yelling so much for the goals on Saturday. I lost my voice Saturday night.
Hey, well, we're gonna make it happen. You get a cough drop or something. But Spicy Taco, this is your Okay. Look, Spicy Taco. This is your first time on the show. Tell me how you came up with your name. What kind of spicy tacos you like? Tell me all about it.
Well, it's crazy because I've had this username since middle school, pretty much my whole entire time I've had social media, and I like my tacos a little extra spicy, if you know what I'm saying. So, hey, it's cool.
What tacos do you be having? I know you know a good taco spot, but what tacos do you like?
Oh, dude, I'm original. I like the carne asada tacos. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get chicken, sometimes I get al pastor, sometimes I try a little something different. But if I'm really wanting tacos, I'll get the original carne asada.
Red or green sauce?
He's a boring guy.
Oh, whatever. Whatever. We'll get into it in the show. I'm gonna be positive.
Oh, we started the show.
We started 20 minutes ago.
Spicy,
we started, bro. We started.
No. We're in the
it is on
right now. So right now it's all about me. We're gonna get into the other shit.
Okay.
So don't worry.
Spicy Taco wants a clear introduction. All right, Foot. Do you like spicy tacos too? Because it looks like you got a little bit more flavor. What kind of tacos do you want? You like?
Dude. Go to a real taco stand and
where's that at?
Everything.
Where's it at?
Look at tripa, look at buche, look at cabeza, look at the menu, dude. Don't be so boring. Oh, I only like beef.
Dude, you're literally like an old man. I can already tell you're boring as hell. What the
hell no, dude. Hell no. Dos de cada uno. Two of each. Give me the red sauce. You know what? King Taco sauce today is nothing but vinegar.
Taco.
King Taco is nothing but vinegar, the red sauce, dude. So if you cannot eat King Taco red hot sauce, you ain't no spicy taco, dude.
I ain't gonna lie, you look like you ate at Denny Trejo's tacos, dog.
Yeah, right. Sure, buddy. You wouldn't know a TJ Taco from freaking Watts Taco. That'll tell you. Let's get into some football.
Let's get into it. I got a spicy taco. You got your pillow there. You got your LA Galaxy pillow. How long have you had that?
He's got a fluffy too.
Man, whatever. Hey,
I want to know. Tell me the story about the pillow and everything.
The pillow. I got it like about a year ago for my birthday. The poster, I've had that. You know, ever since I've been.
Who's on the wall? Who's on the wall?
That's Mr. Robbie Keane over there on the other side. You can't see him. That's like Mr. Giovanni Dos Santos. I'm gonna take him down because I don't really.
You're gonna take him down.
Yeah. And we got
right. Because he jumped ship. He hates him
wait.
now that he jumped ship and went to play for America. Blah blah blah. Now
speaking of jumping shit, what happened to Diego Rossi?
He took a shit. Oh, he was so.
Wait, let's get into this.
Let's get into it, boys. Let's get into it.
Your logic, right?
He's actually taking a step up. He's going to Europe.
Check this out.
Oh,
we got rid of Rossi after the tie yesterday, dog. Wasn't it a
no? You didn't. This sale was on for over a month. Don't give yourself too much. This sale, nothing happens in 24 hours.
We got
nothing. Not even a good carne asada taco happens in 24 hours. So don't go there.
On the wall right there. Zlatan, aka your dad, aka our God, LA Galaxy God right there.
Zlatan really is the one that ran out of California, ran out of the US, literally 24 hours after losing 5-3 at the bank. Now there's your example of somebody jumping ship and getting pissed off, because even his agent, who is an extension of Zlatan, because everybody knows him, the first thing he said within a week of leaving to Italy was, it was a mistake coming to MLS, while posting a picture of Zlatan in a Galaxy jersey. He didn't say, oh my God, it was a mistake to come to Seattle. It was a mistake to come to NYC. It was a mistake to come to Carson. 2 years failed. Your God failed.
Anyways.
Did he fail? Spicy Taco, is he right?
He wouldn't want to go to any other MLS club. He knew LA Galaxy's the team.
Yeah,
because
right.
Why? Because we're the
you
best.
Grease the wheels. That's the only thing. Grease the wheels. Herbalife, and your Trump voting owner grease the wheels in order to push him here. In order to push him here and deny everybody else. It's just like PSG with Messi, bro. It's just like PSG with Messi. You offer somebody $200 million, they'll be idiots to refuse it. Zlatan, 33 years old, 35 years old, you offer him $6-7 million, you'd be an idiot to refuse it because nobody else was going to give him that money. So don't fool yourself.
So Galaxy is the PSG of the MLS?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
The example,
that's what I heard.
The example of greasing the wheels. They wish they were Arsenal. Galaxy wish they were Arsenal.
I don't know if anybody wishes they were Arsenal.
Actually, you guys actually are Arsenal because you guys are bottom of the table.
We're not Arsenal. Arsenal is actually lower than
All right, let's talk a little bit about the game. Look, no Chicharito, no Vela, but an exciting game. 6 goals. I mean, the defense, questionable for both teams. Amazing goals. Dejan showed up for the LA Galaxy. Cabral showed up with the goal. Brian Rodriguez, maybe goal of the year. That a baller. Dude has been balling. What else? What else happened? Chicho got his goal as well. So yeah, what Spicy Taco? What did you think of the game? Because I know from what we've seen from social media, it's been out there. It feels like a dub for you guys. Is that how you feel?
Of course, on either side of the team, we all want the win, right? But this tie just feels so great because LAFC just desperately needed this win. They needed it. They needed to feel something after this winless streak of after what, like 6, 7, going on 7 games now. So they needed this. So this was like a victory. Of course, it feels like a victory in our book because we're like, yeah, we upset them a little bit. But overall, bullshit aside, this was a great, entertaining game, dude. I was on the edge of my seat the whole entire time. But I'm worried about my man right there. I know he was pissed off after we scored that third one on his head top. So
how'd you feel, Foot? What were your thoughts? How'd you feel, Foot? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Damn, dude.
You're on mute.
2 years on this thing, and I still leave it on mute. Listen, we talked about this last week, right? When we were up last week, and I said LAFC needs to score 3 goals against Carson, right? That was my main point that time. Because the confidence, we haven't scored 3 points, the confidence, the momentum, everything. And if there was a game to do that, it had to be at home against Carson, right? It happened. It should have been 4-1. It should have been 5-1, right? When we look at stats, 25 shots on goal. Carson, 10 shots on goal, right? So right there, it starts to tell you who dominated the game. We dominated the game.
Stats, bro.
I don't know what game you were watching, but we dominated the game. And possession, shots, execution on passes, everything. Of course, it is damn disappointing, right, to end up with a draw. It is disappointing. But unlike Spicy Quesadilla over here, we were in a momentum. We were at a place where a lot of people were like literally saying we're going to get spanked, not because Carson was in a momentum, upward momentum or anything, but because we just wouldn't improve. Our players were not coming out and showing out the mentality, right? They came out from the beginning and they showed us the mentality of a rivalry. From the beginning, they played possession, everything. One stupid mistake inside the box, again, cost us the first goal. I was there. I was like, right on the sideline by where the play happened. And the good thing about this is we, like Carson guy, podcast guy said, we were up the whole game after that, right? And that's something we haven't seen consistently in the last 20 games from LAFC. So as a fan, football-wise, the eyeball and the numbers test, we were up. And
so you're happy, but it's just disappointing.
It's just disappointing, and again, it's the 4th place Carson. I don't get it. I don't get why these guys say that it was a win. It's the 4th place Carson. The 35 points against the 9th place LAFC, and they can't win. They can't win. But the LAC podcast guy runs around and where your daddy, quoting Maury Povich, quoting the little show. I'm old enough to remember that show, unfortunately. Carson, when he showed his little paternity thing, Carson is actually the deadbeat dad. That's the same thing. That's something that the Carson guy didn't bring up. Maury Povich was about deadbeat dads. It wasn't about
we don't need to get too much. I don't know this guy. I don't know. This guy may not be a good guy. We probably shouldn't be bringing him up on the show, to be honest, because I have no idea. I've heard about him, but it's probably not a good idea.
You're too young.
Good. All right, Spicy Taco. Is LAFC going to turn things around? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, if they still got their head coach, I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. I mean, we were both on a bad run of form when we went into the game, right? But they're always going to say, oh, we dominated in this, we dominated in that, but they just still couldn't get the W. So they do all that. They could win in all the stats they want to, but if they don't get the win, it doesn't matter for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's one more game to decide because I think this could actually end in a tie. Well, the traffic this year, LA Derby, whatever you guys want to refer to it, because it's Galaxy won first one. This was unfortunately an amazing tie. No one really says that. and then the final one is in October. So I mean, that could be Galaxy could definitely. I mean, if Galaxy tie, they obviously will take it. But if LAFC win that game, then it'll be a tie. Unfortunately,
right. But and it'll be a Carson, and we hope that we have that momentum. We're gonna have Vela back. We're gonna have B-Rod back from the break. We're gonna have everybody from the break. And you're right. This last game against Carson in October, it's a do or die now for real for the season, right? To prove a lot to us fans, the players, and Bob, to prove to us fans that they tried their hardest this season, and it just whatever happens at the end of the season, whether it works out and we move to playoffs or not, that we have to win. And what better way to end the season, one way or another, than with a win at Carson? That's it. That's all I want.
Just one. That's it. How do you feel about that? That's all he wants, just to win against you guys.
I mean, that just says everything right there. I don't got to say what.
No, it's because it's going to shut you guys up. It's not the championship for us. It's the championship for you guys. And like, you guys are showing it with a 3-3 draw coming from behind on mistakes. No football whatsoever. You know, you threw 10 men. At your home, dude. You threw 10 players to the front. You know, you threw 10 players to the front for 10 minutes because you had no football. There was no way for you to go from Bond to our box.
Genius. He has to
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's because that's logic. It's you crowd up the front. Some shit's going to happen. Something's going to happen. And unfortunately, yeah, we took the bait and something did happen. You know, so it's not the brilliance of yours. It's the lack of mentality and the mistake on our part. You
so
know,
Granny's a genius, though.
He's not giving you any credit, Spicy Taco.
Not
getting any credit.
No credit. Look at statistics. Look at the numbers. You're a numbers guy. Look at the numbers.
Spicy Taco, what do you have to say? He said that was they you guys only tied because they messed up.
I mean, there's only so much pressure you could take on the defense side, right? And you guys didn't make any changes. So what? I mean, I don't know.
We didn't make any changes.
Exactly. So I don't know what you guys expected. So we kept applying pressure, and we knew eventually we'll get that one back. And guess what? We got it back. And that's
a mistake. Not a play. A mistake. Definitely a mistake.
That third goal was not a mistake. That was beautiful.
No, it was a mistake. That led to a good goal.
Who's it a mistake on though? Who's it a mistake on? Who do you see?
I mean, I put up a picture. It's embarrassing as an LAFC fan. It's embarrassing to see the shot of that goal.
You're talking about the Kevin Cabral's goal, the final goal?
The 3-3 score.
The final goal?
Yeah. Because for 1 second, you can see 5 LAFC players and the goalie in front of goal. And then it takes a shot, and then you see 3 LAFC players on the ground. As an LAFC fan, I'll admit it, it's damn embarrassing. Because that goal should have never happened. That cross should have never happened. That pass should have been stopped at the edge of somebody should have been marking him. Somebody should have stopped him, kicked the ball out in the 90th freaking minute again, you know? And we all admit our faults and that's why we went from 5th to 11th now, because even though you guys have a bad defense, really bad defense, and Rayito showed what a bad defense you have. 4 guys, 1 guy.
That was a nasty goal. I can't believe
4 guys and the goalie. Look at Bond's face.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's nothing Bond could have done, but yeah, I feel you.
So that's a bad defense. Ours, 2 mistakes. And the 1-0 goal, Murillo not being able to kick that ball out, and it just slips through between his legs. And the 3-3 goal, which was an embarrassment. I have to admit it. It's embarrassing.
Spicy Taco. He takes ownership for the team's goal.
Okay,
but he still feels like, you know, he's not giving you guys enough credit.
Nope.
Let me ask you this, Spicy Taco. When you think of LAFC, when you think of Carlos Vela, and you see what's going on with the team, how does that make you feel?
Like, what do you mean? Like, just with the team right now in general?
Like, seeing them have the struggles, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel great. They finally humbled themselves down, dude.
Humbled ourselves.
Because
but yet, tell me what. Say you had a god in the guy that's choked.
Hold on, I want to hear what Spicy Taco. Why do you
these news ownerships that love to commentate these games for some odd reason love to exaggerate on the greatness of LAFC? Of course, they had a record-breaking season, but what came out of that?
What happened when you? What happened when you had
a plate but no cup.
Oh, but you guys aren't complaining. You guys aren't promoting how many shields have you won? How many shields have you won in 26 years?
But we don't
exactly. You know it. You know exactly how many because they're important to you. Exactly. So don't minimize somebody else's. Don't minimize somebody else's shields when after 26 years you only got 4. 26 years you only got 4.
I mean, we got the most in MLS.
4. And LAFC after 2 years is the historic team in the MLS. So since 1996, there hasn't been a better team than LAFC at its second year. Put that in your head and recognize that. Put that in your head and you recognize that.
Let me ask this.
Let
me ask this.
You're stuck in LA.
Listen, the only reason why you won against Houston, the final is because you owned Houston. Your owner owned Houston and Carson. So that's the only reason why you got that 5th cup.
Let me ask this. Spicy Taco, because you guys have more. Does the supporter shield does it matter to you? Do you care?
I mean, of course, being in first place is great, but you can't go all like we won like everything. You know what I mean? Because that's my mentality when I like.
Let's bring back video when you guys won the shield.
It's good being in first place, but we don't want to go for the chip. We want the chip. We like a little bit of chip with the dip.
We getting fancy. Fancy.
When they're celebrating. When they're celebrating with in the 26 years that they won 4 shields, when they were celebrating, I'm sure that if we look at the video, they're celebrating like they won the cup, even though they didn't win the cup that year.
Definitely.
So I mean, the double logic.
Let's finish off this battle with the final question. The same thing I asked these guys. Spicy Taco, where does LAFC's or where do they go this year? How far does LAFC go this year?
Unfortunately, they will not be going into a playoff spot. It is it for them. If Rob Bradley is still hired, they are not looking too good right now. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So they are not gonna make the playoffs. I will not go as far as say they'll probably be on the table because they're not playing the greatest teams. But they are not going to have a playoff spot, unfortunately. So no playoffs for you, dog. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Okay, Foot, where does the Galaxy go? How far does the Galaxy go?
4th year in a row they choke. 4th year in a row they choke. They're going to start dropping. They're going to start dropping in position. They're not going to. This is
where do they choke? Where in the playoffs? Because it looks like they're going to make the playoffs. If we can be honest,
they can go down to wild card and they choke at the wild card.
So
they can go down to. I'm not saying they're going to drop to 8th place.
You guys actually choked yesterday,
but I'm saying they're going to choke in their first game. They're going to choke. It's not a team.
The first game.
Yep, it's not a team in the playoff game. It's not a team that is consistent. Again, you get RSL, you get Kansas City on a wild card game. That defense will not hold. They could not hold San Jose. How many goals did San Jose get on you? How many? At home?
How many
at home?
Against you?
Okay, so
too many.
At home. Now imagine away at San Jose. With the momentum San Jose is got in behind them at the moment. But I'm saying maybe RSL, Vancouver is improving. Vancouver will jump into the 7. I don't see Carson making it past the wild card game this year.
Damn,
they will choke. All right, look. Can we do this? Let's get a bet in. Can we do a bet? Same bet that these fellas did.
What's your bet, Spicy Taco?
Huh?
What's his bet?
The same bet. Like if LAFC makes the playoffs,
I will not spend my money at a Carson.
We got to make a bet.
If he lets me borrow one of his. And he lets me.
You can buy it from. I don't care how you get it.
And you want me to wear it. If I lose the bet, I'll do it. But I will not spend a single dollar at a Carson store.
Fair enough. Either wherever you get the jersey or the scarf.
Right.
If LAFC makes the playoffs, then Spicy Taco, do you agree to get a LAFC scarf and wear it? And vice versa. If LAFC for whatever reason doesn't make the playoffs,
no. If Carson chokes, I'll wear it.
Chokes. No. Let's do the same bet. Let's do the same bet.
That was not the same bet from the other one, though.
Yes, it was.
It's shoulder and this one.
It's the same bet. Let's do the same bet so that way we can remember. And
because you know my opinion, Gio. I can't be so openly critical on TV. But you know my opinion already from our chat group, bro. You know my opinion.
Look,
you know who I am.
Let's make the same bet. Let's make the same bet.
If Carson, my bet is Carson would choke. If they don't choke and they advance past the first playoff game, I'll wear a Galaxy scarf to as many shows as you want me to.
Okay, so if what does choking mean though?
They lose, they drop.
They don't make it. They don't make it to the MLS Cup final.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, well, this would be a different bet. If Galaxy don't make it to the MLS Cup final or win it, then he'll wear a scarf. The Galaxy scarf.
If LAFC makes the playoffs, he wears a.
I don't know.
If LAFC makes the playoffs,
though, we may have to. Yeah. We may have to read. We may have to look into the details of this.
Right, but look,
I was trying to make it simple.
Here's the bet, Gio. Here's the bet.
Changing the rules.
LAFC makes.
They're calling you scared. They're calling you scared. They're calling you scared in the chat.
If LAFC makes the playoffs, he wears a scarf.
That's what I'm saying. That's it.
If Carson chokes, right, I wear the scarf. That's an easy bet. That's a logical bet. Because he says they're going to go far, blah, blah, blah. I say they won't.
So it's a win-win.
He says we won't make the playoffs. Okay, I say they will. That's my bet.
Okay, do you guys agree to that? Spicy taco?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well, we got it on there. We got two
I'll meet
bets.
you in person. I'll take you for some tacos, but not carne asada.
That's the second round. We only had 2 rounds. Comment below and let me know who won. Was it Spicy Taco with the carne asada tacos, or was it Foot that likes the King Taco, which surprised me? He's a King Taco guy.
No, I like King Taco. Surprising. That's not my taco spot. I like King Taco.
Came across.
Hey, man, I like King Taco. I partied since I was 18. I partied in East LA, and that's the spot, right? But that's not my taco spot. Is in Adams, in a little corner, little changarro. They have everything there. Really good salsa. You try them, Spicy.
Nice. All right, let me see if I can bring these guys back.
Bring them.
So we got obviously Galaxy guy, defender of the bank, but Spicy Taco. So if you guys think the LAFC guys in the black corner won, comment LAFC. If you guys think the Galaxy guys won, comment LA Galaxy. So for these guys here, is there anything else you'd like to add? Defender of the bank, I'll let you go first. I think you're up. Let me unmute you. There, you're unmuted. You're there? All right, hold on. I don't think you're there. Let me put a Galaxy guy. Final comments, Galaxy guy.
You know what? We should have readjusted those bets. The MLS
no, we're not doing that. We're not doing it.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
I'm already doing it. I gotta watch this video.
We're not doing it, but
my back.
Come over here.
We're not doing it, but just so you guys know, the MLS store actually sells MLS team branded thongs. We should have bet on that instead, sir. We should have bet on that instead.
I don't know what to see that. I don't want to. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Chris, I'm not going to lie. More than not wanting to see you in a turtleneck, I definitely don't want to see you in a thong.
Definitely
comes from a guy who's a Maury Povich fan.
Yeah. Oh my God. Look, taste exactly I don't know what kind of sick personality you have, Chris, but look, take stone. Scarf, let's get your final thoughts.
Yeah, my final thought is now I'm picturing Chris in a thong, and that's not working out for anybody.
Pretty hot.
Not as much. Either way, look, Gio, it continues to be, in my opinion, the best rivalry in Los Angeles, right? If you look at, we talked about this before, Clippers, Lakers, it's not a rivalry. Dodgers, Angels, it's not a rivalry. Maybe, USC, UCLA comes the closest to it, but it is, I just love how no matter what, no matter where, we could play this out in a parking lot in front of 27 people, or we could play it hopefully one day at the Rose Bowl, the Coliseum. Let's get 100,000 people out there.
100,000.
This is the premier matchup in all of Los Angeles, in all of Major League Soccer, and it truly is one of the most fun events to be a part of. As a born and raised Angelino, I don't care if it's down in Carson or if it's at the bank. I am never going to miss one of these. It is the most fun athletic event that you can go to in Los Angeles.
100%. And people in the chat, let me say, if you can ever come up with the money to, I think we should, next time I'm going to try to see if I can give away tickets. I know they get expensive, but if you can afford it or you can try to save up money, definitely go to an LAFC, LA Galaxy game. If you haven't been to one, if you look, I know this is going to kind of sound weird, but if you're a supporter of LAFC, go to Galaxy. Be careful, but go to Galaxy and go watch a game there. And if you're a Galaxy fan, go to the Bank of California next year and go watch a game there. Just to get the experience, not for anything else, but to get the experience and see it, because these games never disappoint. And yesterday, like I said, without Chicharito, Vela, without two of the biggest stars in this league, did not disappoint. Everybody got their money's worth. Everybody, this whole week, even the MLS All-Star game was amazing. But if you ever get a chance, definitely go to El Tráfico. Foot, give us your final thoughts.
I'm going to give you a final thought that's actually directed, and I'll get it close up, to the two front offices, because this has reached the peak this Saturday. And my message is the two front offices, the Carson front office and the LAFC office. I'm a fan. I used to be a season ticket holder. I'm no longer a season ticket holder for a million reasons. But either you fix your crap, or we, the fans, are going to start a movement to start boycotting your games for two reasons.
What are you referring to?
Clowns, your Carson clowns came into our place and started throwing beer and food at families under the stands, okay? And that is unacceptable. You can do it on social media. You can do it outside the stadium on a one-on-one. But for Carson fans to come into our stadium and treat our families, our children, the way they did, as if beast, this guy down here, Galaxy guy, called our guys at 3252 a bunch of monkeys. These guys are a bunch of pigs. All 600.
We don't need to get into that.
No,
but
look, because this is a message.
I got a better message. I know what you're trying to say, but
Carson, this never happens from the 3252.
It has happened. Hold on, let me get in here.
They certainly didn't throw beer at the players.
Let me get in here. I don't know everything that happened, but I saw some things. So I'm gonna speak on what I believe, what I think. I've seen stuff happen to LAFC fans when they go to Galaxy, and I've seen stuff happens when Galaxy fans go to LAFC. Unfortunately, that sometimes happens. No, it's not okay. But I think the security needs to be better from both teams. You need to have more security there. And if supporters are going to go, if the opposing supporters are going to go there, have more security. You just have to have more security. You should already know what these games mean and what can happen. Everything. People are drinking for hours on end. There needs to be more security, and both fan bases need to be felt respected and protected. They shouldn't feel like, hey, if I go here, obviously anything can happen. Anything can happen, but you should at least make them feel like they're protected and they're going to be escorted properly to their buses or however they come. Make sure they get there safe, right? I know things happen after that, right? People go to a bar or stuff like that, anything, but if you're a club, if you're LAFC or LA Galaxy, I think your number one goal, outside of putting a spectacular event, is making sure the opposing fan base should go home safe and feel protected. I think that's the message. And I think that's a better way to say it, because you don't want to ruin. Obviously, someone spilling beer and acting like a clown, it's never fun like that. And it shouldn't be like that. Unless someone's scoring a goal, I don't want to be showered in beer. Let's put it that way, right?
Real quick, I'll say something real quick before we end the show.
Well, I gotta get spicy. Hold on, let me get Spicy Taco, and then
get Spicy Taco.
Spicy Taco, phenomenal name, by the way. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Final thoughts.
We're making the playoffs, 100% sure. Great experience. Galaxy guy, appreciate everything you do for us. I love the shit that you put out, the content, A1. And also, I also do a podcast that my G30 push. Shout out to the G30 podcast. Shout out my boy CFC Michael. That's his Twitter handle. And shout out at Count Chocula, aka Nelson, aka the Galaxy Dad. I love him.
G30.
And that's all for me.
Nice. I appreciate that. All right, Galaxy guy, make it quick.
I think Foot and Defender of the Bank, you guys are in the wrong sport. I think you guys should be. When I hear you guys talk about LAFC making the playoffs, and when I hear you guys talk about talking about fans,
you're a piece of crap, dude.
Hold on. We ended it. We can do it next time.
Hey, listen, just real quick, you guys are in the wrong sport.
You're a clown.
Hold on. I got it. Look, we can do it again.
We can
do it again, but it don't gotta be in an awkward situation when I'm trying to end the show. We can do it again, but not right now.
Because of Spicy Taco, I kind of need an LAFC pillow. I just want one. I I'm not dogging on your Carson pillow. I kind of like.
It's pretty fancy.
I gotta find a LA.
Look, that looks like a comfy pillow. But look, that's all time we have. We're gonna end it. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. Thank you for everybody tuning in. And like I said, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitter, give us a subscribe on YouTube. Trying to grow the YouTube channel. I would appreciate a subscribe. I don't think that hurts anybody. But if you like what we do, comment below and let us know if you enjoy this and if you want more of this type of content. So for Scarf, for Galaxy Guy, for Foot, Spicy Taco, and for Gio, that's going to wrap things up. Bye, everybody.